Testing the sound.
Must have.
Testing, testing. How's that? That sounds good. Okay, great.
Is that back?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah, good.
Great.
Thank you.
Let me get this thing out of your way.
Yeah, thanks. Do you have any announcements before we start? Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry I'm a little late tonight. Usually we start on time. So, my name is Chandra, Easton. How many people are new to the Alembic tonight? Welcome. Great. You too? How many people are new to this class tonight? Yeah, good. So, okay. Well, welcome everybody. And we are releasing into presence together. And that is code for unwinding into Rigpa. Rigpa is a Tibetan word for awareness, Buddha nature. I'm really sorry about this. Try not to move around too much. And so we release and let go into our natural state rather than, strive and exert a lot of effort to become something that we're not. So that's the approach of Dharma in general usually, but particularly in the Dzogchen or Great Perfection style of teachings, all the teaching. I'm ecumenical across the world's religions. I love it all, but I'm a little partial to the Dzogchen because it's what I'm most familiar with. I love it. And the approach is that of natural liberation, naturally liberating into presence, your true nature. So this class is meant to embody that ethos, and we work towards that, or we unwind towards that through study, through practice of meditation, through chanting, sometimes we do a little bit of movement. We'll see if we do that tonight. I'm not sure if we will. But even the movement, you could do it in your jeans if you had to. It's very mild and gentle. Okay. I'm feeling like this is not workable right now. Feels very hot, doesn't it, the mic? Is that a little better? That's better. Okay, great. So I thought what we would do tonight, but before I dive into practice, is announcement before I forget. So I am going to be out of town for a month. So I have a wonderful substitute teacher. Her name is Lisa Witter, and she is a longtime practitioner and teacher of non-dual tantra, primarily from the Hindu tradition, but there's a lot of overlap in what I teach in Tibetan Buddhism and non-dual Buddhist tantra. And that's how I met her. She was organizing a tantra conference, online tantra conference. So she's very experienced in terms of teaching. And after we talked for a while, and I gave my little talk, she mentioned she was moving back to the East Bay from Sebastopol. I said, well, would you like to meet a wonderful Alembic community and give a series? So she said yes. She's coming. She's going to do 4 classes on something like understanding or practicing the view. And the view means like, what is the approach? What is the map for practice? Like, what is the perspective that we take when we step onto the path and walk along the path? What is the philosophy, you could say? And so she will share the view and talk about how it overlaps with Buddhism, with Hindu Tantra. It should be a really interesting series, but you can also come and drop in. You don't have to take the whole 4 classes. You could just come and go as is possible for you. So I will be back in mid-October, and there's a lot of exciting things happening when I'm back. There will be a Tara installation. A friend and student of mine, David Glowacki, he's given some talks here. He's like a VR specialist, scientist, musician, artist, who has sculpted a multi-dimensional, it's metallic, but it's painted, giant Tara mural. And it's, he'll tell the whole story about it, but we're developing and designing a whole immersive experience into, we're calling her Echo Tara, Green Tara. And it will be in the room, why am I forgetting what that room is called? No, Mercury. I was going to call it Galaxy. Mercury room is this middle room. It's a nice kind of art installation, womb of a room. And so we will do practices, we'll guide experiences. We're going to have a launch event, like an art opening on, I believe it's the 19th of October. And then the following Tuesday in my class, I'm going to take you guys in there and guide a meditative experience in there. So it's going to be a fun time here. And she'll live here for a couple months. So you'll get to see her even if you don't come to those events. But mark your mental calendar for Sunday, October 19th in the evening at some point. Yeah. So keep an eye out for that. I think that's it. Yeah. All righty. So, okay, one more thing. October 11th, I'm starting an online 2-year program hosted by Tara Mandala on the 21 Taras. We're going to learn about one of the Taras each month. So if you're interested in the Divine Feminine in Buddhism, if you've read my book on the 21 Taras called Embodying Tara, this is a great way to go deeper. It's welcome to anybody. We meet one Saturday a month, so it's really easy. It's the second Saturday of every month, for the most part, some summer breaks, for 23 classes, so it spans 2 years. We learn a Tara on a Saturday, and then we practice all month with that Tara. So you really get to steep in that particular expression or facet of the Divine Feminine, whether she's fierce or peaceful or joyful. These different moods and enlightened activities of each of the Taras are really powerful to learn about and to embody ourselves, no matter what our gender identity is. And I also, in my book, found real-life women, as well as broader movements, that embody the enlightened activities of each of the Taras. So I center and highlight some really phenomenal women, and so we'll learn about them. And because you have a month in between each class, you have time to read their books, listen to their podcasts, watch documentaries, explore the causes that they're involved in, and learn about really interesting people. So there'll be a lot of chanting. The melodies, you'll learn every single melody, every 21 melodies to the 21 Tara mantras over the 2 years. So if you like chanting, we're going to be doing a lot of that too. That starts October 11th. And you can find out more about that on my website, chandraeaston.com. Easy to remember. Okay, so now we're going to do some sounding and open our throat instrument. And I'm playing a wonderful instrument called the harmonium. And I was always told it was birthed from the colonial time of like organ from the British meets the Indian Shruti box. But then later I found out from my Hindustani teacher that this wonderful instrument was actually kind of originated in Austria and taken to India. So you can hear how it resonates. It's a really nice instrument to sing to chant to meditate to. So go ahead and close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And we'll begin by simply sounding M. Inhale. We'll do a few times. The sound vibrate through your skull, your jaw, your body. Now the sound ha, H-A, and let the jaw go really slack. Inhale. Now the sound na with a little push with an H sound at the end. So it's N-A-H. Inhale. Now, Ri, H-R-E-E-E, a big smile from ear to ear. Inhale. Ri. Now the sound nu, puckering the lips, furrowing the brow, consolidating the energy all into one point. And you, inhale, nu. And now the sound Om, moving through the three phases of Ah, O, Inhale. This is where we bring everything into a nice, big, complete circle. Last time. Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. Give me a moment. Om Aim Saraswataye Namaha. 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 Sarasvataye Namaha. Om Aim 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 Sarasvataye Namaha. Now we're going to sing to Sarasvati. This is a mantra that's quite repetitive. This is a longer one than the one we just did. The sound is Om Aim Sarasvataye Namaha Om. And then the second part is Om Aim Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namaha Om. You'll get it. So sometimes her seed syllable, which is aim, A-I-M, is pronounced aim when it's kind of sung longer. So you'll hear it sung like that. It's also a dialectic thing from the north to the south of India. South, they say more aim. And we'll do it that way. So listen, I'll call to you and you can respond. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namaha Om. Now you. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namaha Om. Aim Sarasvataye Namaha Om. Aim Sarasvataye Namaha. Now listen. Om Aim Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namaha. Om. Now join in. Om. Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. Now back to the beginning, we can sing together. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. Om Aim Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye, Sarasvataye Namah. it's Saraswati night. She's the goddess of learning and wisdom and eloquence, and music and dance and poetry and art and science. She's amazing. So she's a good one to spend time with. And I feel like I'm making a lot of noise as I move around, which is a little problematic because I want to do a little movement. We'll do seated though. We'll do some seated warm-ups and then we'll sit. Om Aim Saraswatiye Namaha. How are you doing? Are you high on Saraswati? Okay, straighten your legs. And if this is a lot, will you tell me? I'll get some help. Maybe Joanna, you could help me. If this thing gets a little crazy, it just feels like it's super sensitive.
I don't know why it's that sensitive. We can always,
Could you turn it down?
handheld, but I don't know if
No. I wonder, do you think it's turned up too high? Could you turn it down a little bit? Thank you, honey. All right, so prop yourself up with your hands behind you so that the chest is lifted. You can bend the knees if you need to a little bit. Main point is, excuse my feet. I should have worn socks. Oh, now I drew attention to my feet. I always like, when I start this, I'm like, oh shoot, should have worn socks. Okay, so I'll do it from the side. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that embarrassed, sort of. Okay, anyway, so you do it from the side. What? You like feet? Some people like feet. Yeah. What?
Your whole being.
Ah, you're so sweet. Okay. All right, so sit up nice and tall and flex your feet. And let's just give our feet some love. Like, hi, feet. Thank you for getting me around my life. Show some gratitude for the feet. And then bend just the toes on the right and then the left. Just the toes, not the ankles. So we're working with the nerves, waking up circulation and nerve firing. Yeah, just the toes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Very nice. 8, 9, 10. Great. Now, feet are flexed and go to the left. Circling. No, oops, I mixed something. Instead of circle yet, you're going to point the foot, then the other foot. Foot, pointing. 3, 4. Is that better? 5, 6. That might be a little bit better. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now we get to do circles to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. All right. So now, from here, you're going to take your right foot and cross it over. Sorry, guys. I wonder if I put it a little lower. Gosh, that is one sensitive mic. It's not that bad. Alrighty. So then interlace your fingers between the toes. Brace the right hand on the right ankle and start to crank the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. Interlace the fingers through the toes or hold the top of the toes. Brace the ankle and circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Shake out the legs. Bend the right knee and palpate behind the knee. Loosen up any tightness, stagnation behind the knee, and let the thumbs also work around and massage the circumference of the kneecap and so on. Tissues, the tendons, the connective tissue that bind the thigh muscle to the knee. And then make your way down the calf to the ankle, and then find your way back up. And feel free to be intuitive with this kind of self-massage here. Then other side. So when you sit a lot in meditation, you really want to take care of your knees, because over time they're going to start complaining. And so you want to make sure you have good opening in the knees before you start asking too much of them. Okay, make your way down. And then back up. Maybe it's this necklace. Hey. No? Okay, whatever. All right. Now, take the ankle, cross it over again. Same thing. Interlace the left fingers through the right toes. Left fingers through the right toes. Yeah. Then the right hand takes the thigh, the outer thigh. Sit up nice and tall as you lift the leg. Shin bone is parallel with the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Did I say that twice already? Sit up nice and tall. Sound like my mother. And circle, make circles like you're stirring a big pot, big cauldron. Really what you're doing is you're stirring the hip joint. You're trying to increase circulation and mobility through the hip. 9 and 10. And reverse. 1, 2. Other, switch the one person in the chair, switch your hands. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's going to be better. And the hand is on the outer thigh, not under. It's just right here, just sort of propping it up. Right behind the knee. Right behind the knee. Yeah, okay. We'll get it. Other side. Right hand through the left toes. Take the left hand and you're holding right here. You see that? You're holding right like that. And circle. 1, 2. The bottom leg is straight or straight-ish. The foot is flexed and awake, vibrant, strong. 9, good. And 10, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Foot's a little higher, Suzanne. Yeah, try not to everybody stay focused. You know, sometimes I look out at you and people are like, is that what your mind is doing in meditation? No, I mean, my mind does that in meditation. But, so what we're doing is we are starting to hold the mind. So even this is movement, the chanting, the movement is starting to contain the mind. Contain the mind so that when we sit still in meditation, we're ready and it's easeful. Okay? So treat all of this like it's warm-up, preparation for meditation. Okay, so that means like stay in your own sphere for the most part. If you need to look at what the teacher is doing, look up at the teacher, get an idea about what's happening, but then also stay in your own sphere of experience so you don't get lost also in like comparing yourself to everybody else. That's no fun. Okay, so then bring your right foot in as much as you can, like the heel towards the navel, and prep for lotus, half lotus. And then see if you can lay the top of the foot down. If that's not even close to happening, that's fine. You can take the ankle and cross it near the knee. The idea with this one is more flexibility with the hip. So you're going to hug it up, the knee up towards the chest, and then release it down. The main point is that the hip is moving. You're not pushing or pulling from the knee. I don't even feel this in the knee. I'm feeling this in the hip. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now hug it in and hold it for a couple breaths. Good. Other side. Like something on a platter. You're bringing the foot in, offer it to the navel, and then lay the top of the foot on top of the thigh. Hold the foot with the right hand. Left hand brings the knee up, and then release down. 1, 2. Again, don't push. 3. Feel. Be sensitive to the knee. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now hug it in. Good. And then straighten the leg. Shake it out again. Now, if you can, if you might want to try lotus. So you could do lotus, bring one foot in and then the other. I'm going to refresh swastikasana too for you. This another shape you can take that's good for pranayama, meditation, is called swastikasana. Swastika originally went the other way, and it's a sign of fertility in India. So it got co-opted for bad things later, but it's a cool pose here because it really lets you lock in like you do with lotus, but not so hard on the knees. So if you want to try this, it's a good seat. It's an asana. So take one foot, doesn't matter which one, and kind of lodge it behind the knee, the calf and the thigh. And then you lean back and you reach between the legs and you grab the bottom foot and you ask of the ankle to bend and make room to tuck it in between the shin and the thigh of the other leg. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Great. So even just trying this is good. Good for the feet, good for the circulation. Now try the other side. Maybe this will be easier for you. So tuck one foot in behind and then reach through and then pull the toes up. Any questions about that? Now you really wish you didn't wear jeans, right? Like half the room is in jeans. My suggestion for this class is wear loose, comfy clothing and bring a shawl because we never know if it's going to be hot or cold. It's kind of hot in here. No? You guys hot? Is it 72? Hot flash? I don't know. Maybe. Okay. So take a comfortable seat. And then bring your hands on your thighs. We're going to do the upper body, working our way down now. Joint mobilization. Release the chin down and then start to turn the head to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale. Now the face is neutral. Take the hands, palms down on the thighs, and then circle the shoulders. Forward, up, back, and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. The focus is much better. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take the back of the hands together and bring them in and then offer them out. 1, 2, keep the hands together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then breath stroke. 1, 2. As you come forward, the hands cut across the waist. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. Cut across the waist. Then turn the shoulders and the wrist. Then palms up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. This time now, bring the hands, interlace the fingers, relax the ridge of the shoulders, and rotate the wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, double time, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And to the right, spiraling the arms. Little gentle tap at the shoulder juncture. Tap at the back, kidney. Let the head, whole spine turn. And last round. And then bring the hands on the thighs. Circle the navel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waving forward and back through the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Inhale the arms out to the side. Hold the breath in. Bring the hands down, pressing the energy down. Then exhale as the hands pass in front of the face. Walk your hands forward on the floor, folding forward. Keep the hips rooted on the ground as you round, bow the forehead towards the floor. 5 breaths. And when you're ready, slowly walk your way back up to seated. And we're going to sit in meditation. So find a comfortable seat on the floor, on a chair. Supine on the floor is okay too if you find that that's optimal for your body today. Take a moment to really set yourself up. And we'll sit for 30 minutes. 35 minutes. From the outset, settle the body in its natural state and stillness. Feel the spine aligned with gravity. And feel the sits bones, the thighs, the buttocks firm against the seat, the floor. Feel the ground beneath you, supporting you. Allow the breath to settle into its natural rhythm, releasing any control. If the breath is long, let it be long. If it's short, let it be short. Simply observe the quality of the breath without fixing, without changing it. Breathing through the nose and or the mouth. Let the breath find its natural rhythm. Like the tides, rising and falling. And let the speech settle in its natural state and stillness. No need for mantra, prayers, aspirations. Let everything go, all effort, all doing. Settle the speech in its natural state. And lastly, settle the mind in its natural state. Spacious, wakeful, luminous, cognizant. Settle the mind in its natural state, vast like the sky. As opposed to our habitual state, which is circling round and round in conceptual ideation. That's not the natural state. That's the habit, energy. The waves at the surface of the ocean drop down, down, down into the depths. The natural, quiet, calm mind. This is the practice of settling the body, speech, and mind in their natural state. The body still like a mountain. The speech in silence like a lute with its strings cut through. And the mind spacious, vast like the sky. Observe thoughts coming and going like clouds forming and dissolving. Lacking solidity, instead recognizing their empty nature. Simply imbue your awareness with more and more space. It doesn't mean go up and out of your body. There's spaciousness within and all around you. So even the constriction of the mind and thoughts, just let them be. Let them be in this open space. What if thoughts were not a problem in meditation? Just open the aperture even wider. Give them plenty of space in which to roam. Like a shepherd relaxing on a hillside at ease and watching from a distance his herd grazing. In that way, observe thoughts without grasping, without attachment. Just observe and release, observe and release. Release into presence, to this quality of knowing, this quality of wakefulness. Rather than training up in dullness, train up in wakefulness, quality of presence, presence with yourself, with all appearances as they rise and pass, quality of presence that will flow into your relationships. The relational field will be imbued with a deeper capacity to be present with whatever comes your way. Here is where we train. Can we be present with ourselves? Release grasping. Release distraction. Unwind the thoughts that create the sense of I, me, and mine. And surrender, yield to that vaster, more open, wakeful, luminous mind. And from time to time, ask yourself, what is that agent that's concentrating and releasing the mind? Who is meditating? Look and then release and rest, not finding. When we're not paying attention, the sense of self gets so big and inflated. But when we turn to look, we realize it's like a phantom. It's not even really there. It's a bunch of shadow and light, different parts and pieces and moods and sensations. But is there one thing called the mind? Is there one thing called the self that you can put your finger on and say, that's it? Turn and look. Who's there? Who's asking? Take the backward step. What is the experience that follows the asking? What do you sense, feel, experience? When you look, you don't find a sense of selfhood, and yet there is a knowing, a cognizance, an awareness. Follow that. Rest in that. The great Padmasambhava says, you may even identify Rigpa. You turn, look, and then rest. Rest in that open, vast awareness, free of center or periphery, unbound by the confines of the body. Helpful practice for thoughts, feelings that pull you away is the handshake practice. When you notice a thought bubble up or a feeling pulling at you. Instead of pushing it away or cutting it out or ignoring it, just a light touch, like a gentle placing your hand upon the other hand. Shaking hands with that feeling or thought. Acknowledge it with a light touch. I see you, I'm here, and then let it go. Cognition meets the somatic and release. You slowly open your eyes and feel free to stretch your legs out. Take a moment, twist, get upside down, squat, whatever you want to do. Today we are going to wrap up the refuge chapter. We've been taking our time through it. It's such an interesting topic. It's a very important moment in Buddhism and your practice when you take refuge, whether it's a formal ceremony of taking refuge. That's when one officially chooses, like, okay, I am following this path. I'm getting married. Taking the plunge. And becoming Buddhist, that then you take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The Buddha as a historical figure who taught the way, and you have faith in that. The Dharma, his teachings on how to walk the path, the teachings of truth and liberation. Because Dharma literally means phenomena or reality. So it was a word that was found in the Vedas and used in the earlier traditions before the Buddha established, his way, his unique expression of the way. And so Dharma was a word that existed long before Buddha. And in that way, it meant a few different things. Reality, as I said, truth, phenomena, and then, especially in the Hindu tradition, Dharma also means like your destiny or like your life works, like what's your life work, like what's your Dharma. Then the Buddha came along and he said when he became enlightened under the Bodhi tree 2,600 years ago, as the sun rose, he said, I don't know if anybody's going to believe what I have to tell, like what I experienced. He wasn't going to teach. He didn't think people would get it. It was so revolutionary. He called it against the stream. He was going against the stream. No self, no creator God. What? Instead of creator God, he said, there's no creator God out there determining everything. He said, in fact, it's all cause and effect, karmas, cause and effect, interdependence, giving rise to this, that, and the other thing, this incredibly vast web of interrelated causes and conditions that are giving rise to our experience, your experience, the world, architecture, history, animal kingdom. It's a very interesting thing to posit. So then Dharma became known like as Buddha Dharma, as a subset of the definition of Dharma. And in that way, Dharma means the teachings of the Buddha, the teachings of the way, the teachings out of suffering, the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, these core teachings. And then everything else that followed. So that's the Dharma. And then the Sangha is the community of practitioners on the path. But the ultimate refuge is something else. And I want to highlight this. I don't remember if we read it last week. Matthew Ricard summarizes, he says, the ultimate, so I just described the outer, the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. They're called the three jewels. But the editor of this book, he writes nice little introductions. And he writes, the ultimate or inner refuge is none other than our own mind. Through recognizing its essence, I'm on page 74. We're doing a book study, by the way, for the new folks. It's a book called On the Path to Enlightenment. So, the ultimate or inner refuge is none other than our own mind. Through recognizing its essence, the luminous wakefulness of awareness that shines continuously behind the clouds of confusion, one is naturally protected from the very causes of suffering. Let's just take a moment. By taking refuge in the essence, the luminous wakefulness of awareness that shines continuously behind the clouds of confusion, one is naturally protected from the very causes of suffering. That is the ultimate refuge. The nature of your own mind. Then he goes on, preserving the continuum of awareness, we no longer fear the cognitive or emotional obscurations, because they no longer affect our consciousness. Why do you think that is? I'll read it again. Preserving the continuum of awareness, we no longer fear the cognitive or emotional obscurations, because they no longer affect our consciousness. What does it mean to preserve the continuum of awareness? Yes.
Just,
Yes.
you know,
Yes. Resting
not
as.
identified with the false.
What?
You're not identified
Yes.
with what is limited.
Good. Good. And there's a sense of continuity there, a continuum. It's not scatterbrained, but you're present. Like you said, maintaining presence or something like that. Yeah. Good. So by preserving the continuum of awareness, that is mindfulness. How do we preserve the continuum of awareness? Mindfulness. Drenpa, to remember, or sati. We remember to stay, be here now, as Ramdas says. Be here now. So by being here now, we preserve the continuum of awareness. And because of that, we no longer fear. It's a nice choice of words. We no longer fear the emotional obscurations and the mental or cognitive obscurations. He's so good here because, you might miss it if you're newer to Dharma, but this is important. Cognitive and emotional obscurations. These are called the two veils. The two veils that obscure our natural luminosity. So, Buddhahood, enlightenment, is when we dissolve those two veils. Emotional obscurations are the 5 poisons, which consist of the 3 main ones. Who knows the 3 poisons? Greed, hate, and delusion. That's you Zen man. It's good. Greed's all right. Greed's important. Well, so his tradition translates desire or craving as greed. It says, or at least there's a little bit of a substitute there. It's just a difference of lineage. It's okay. It's good. Exactly. In the Tibetan Buddhism and in Mahayana, in some Mahayana schools, the 3 poisons are ignorance. That's the core. I was going to put my middle finger. That's the core. Ignorance is the core, because when we're ignorant of our true nature, from that springs all sorts of different confusion. So the main one to heal is the ignorance that doesn't recognize our true nature. That's the first of the poisons. The second is craving or attachment, desire. And the third is the opposite of craving, which is pushing away. Yeah, aversion. There are 2 more poisons. What are the next 2? To make 5. Huh? No, aversion is anger. Yeah. Pride. It's like a conceit, like an arrogant pride. So that's 4. Jealousy or envy. Those are the classic 5 poisons. Those 5 poisons make up the emotional obscurations. Which is interesting because ignorance isn't really an emotion. So sometimes people translate the 5 poisons as mental afflictions. But for these purposes, it's good to say emotional obscurations because it juxtaposes them against the cognitive obscurations, more of the mental. The veil, the cognitive obscuration veil, it's the way we perceive reality. And so when we're misperceiving reality, it's a veil. It obscures our awareness. It obscures our omnipotence. It obscures our liberation. So cognitive obscurations consist of 2 things. Reifying the sense of self and other, duality, and reifying all phenomena as intrinsically existing in and of themselves. So the opposite of that would be to not reify duality, not take to be real subject and object ultimately, but instead see their interrelated relativity And instead of clinging on to permanence and solidity, we realize emptiness. So when we purify the 5 poisons, and when we heal and clarify and purify the tendency to reify self and other and things as being truly existent, when we purify and heal those tendencies, we are liberated. That's enlightenment. So that's what he's saying here. Preserving the continuum of awareness, we no longer fear the cognitive and emotional obscurations because they no longer affect our consciousness. They no longer trouble us. Maybe they arise a little bit here and there. Like even the Buddha said, I still get angry. I just don't grasp onto the anger. I don't reify the anger. I don't identify with it. I don't act on it. Then he says, the function of the external refuge, meaning Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, is to lead progressively to the understanding and eventually the realization of the inner refuge. So first we understand, oh, there's the inner refuge, the nature of my own mind. But then we realize it. One thing to understand is more intellectual, it's more conceptual, which is fine. The mind is important. That's why I love Buddhism. It sharpens the intellect. It is a beautiful philosophy. We use the mind. I mean, have you ever seen those Tibetan monks debate? Those guys are brilliant. And the nuns, you know. It sharpens the intellect, but then you need to know when to let go of the intellect, because the intellect won't get you there. It will, in fact, obstruct the final freedom. And so that's when we realize the teachings. We realize the inner refuge. So we understand, oh yeah, okay, there's Buddha, Dharma, Sangha out there. There's the Lama, my teacher. I can take refuge in my Sangha. And these are outer refuges. Those are important. But then we understand also, but the truth is the ultimate refuge is the nature of my own mind, my Buddha nature. No one can take that from you. And at the moment of death, that's where you go for refuge. Because the body falls away, your friends are no longer available to you, and yet you have that luminous consciousness. So take refuge in that now, in meditation, because it will support you and be a place of home, a feeling of home, when you need it most. Then the Dalai Lama says, through study and reflection, we understand the origin of suffering and how it unfolds and is perpetuated. Then we learn how to reverse this process and acquire the conviction that it is possible to be liberated from it. We also understand how important it is, if we want to break free, to have a correct view of the nature of things. That is to say, emptiness. The absence of independent existence. You following? You following? No. So, what the Dalai Lama is saying, that through study and reflection we begin to understand why we suffer. Oh, I suffer because I cling to I, me, mine, my identity, my ego. I'm suffering because I'm ignorant of my true nature. I don't understand it. I understand then how suffering is perpetuated by that grasping and aversion and ignorance. But then we learn how to reverse this process by undoing that. That's the liberation. That's the natural liberation of, instead of winding up, we unwind it. We reverse it. And then we get convicted. We have conviction that it's actually possible to be liberated from it. Because why do something if you don't even think it's possible? You must think it's possible or you wouldn't be here. You must have tasted the possibility, or else you wouldn't drive all the way over here and make the effort to come meditate together. So continue to water the seeds of conviction that it's possible to be liberated from your suffering. And then he says, the Dalai Lama says, we also understand how important it is, if we ever want to break free, to have a correct view of the nature of things, meaning emptiness, the lack of intrinsic existence. So emptiness, shunyata, this is very important. And it seems so complicated, but it's not. It's not like some big void that we have to like completely dive into. It's understanding the quality of phenomena, the quality of mind, as appearing yet empty of solidity. So thoughts, they come, but they don't have a solidness to it. But we take them to be solid. Feelings, they're ever shifting. When we look at them through the microscope of our mindfulness, there's not just like pain in the knee. We can see it's vibrating, it's changing. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's completely gone, and sometimes it moves down into the ankle. That it's empty of solidity, of intrinsic existence from its own side. Instead, the pain in the knee is a confluence and an interdependent co-arising of a series of myriad of different causes and conditions. So that knee pain, that I label knee pain, is empty of intrinsic existence. It appears, but it's empty of solidity. There's no one thing that I can say, that's the knee. It's not the part, it's not the whole. When we assimilate the meaning of the Four Noble Truths, of the truth of suffering, the truth of the cause of suffering, the truth of cessation of suffering, and the truth of the path, particularly the possibility of cessation of suffering and the path leading to it, we acquire an unshakable confidence in the teaching of the Dharma, which is the real refuge. Then in the Sangha, the community of Dharma practitioners, and particularly the followers of the Mahayana, that's the middle way path between the extremes of nihilism and eternalism, who are inspired by altruistic love and have generated the mind of enlightenment, bodhicitta. And finally of Buddhahood, enlightenment itself, which is the ultimate accomplishment of the path of liberation. That confidence is not blind faith. It is based on real understanding. So Dharma is not about blind faith. It's about testing it out for yourself. Like, do I really suffer when I grasp at a sense of self? Defending myself or asserting myself or believing I'm this, that, or not this and that? Check it out for yourself. But it's interesting, he's saying that Dharma is the real refuge, whereas Matthew said it's the nature of mind. But Dharma is the real refuge. He's saying it's not necessarily a historical figure, Buddha, or the Sangha people, group of people. It's the teachings, and they say that. Don't pay as much attention to the teacher, pay attention to the teachings. That's what is unchanging. Well, of course it can evolve and change a bit, but that is where we need to focus our attention, because that's what can liberate us, quality of the teachings. And we gain that confidence, not through blind faith, but based on real understanding. So think for yourselves here. Don't just accept what the teacher says as ultimate truth. You need to test it out yourself. Okay? That's what I loved about, when I learned that about Dharma, I was like, that's cool. Like the Buddha said, don't just believe what I tell you. Test it out like a goldsmith tests out a piece of gold, chews on it, washes it out, polishes it, burns it down, melts it. Is it real gold? You need to do that with the Dharma. You need to do that with everything, really. But especially something that you're going to put your life into, if that's Dharma. If you're going to trust that this path can liberate you, you've got to test it out. Don't just do it because you like the swag. Fashion sense. Oh, I like those malas on the wrists. I like those maroon robes. I mean, that can be nice to attract you towards something. It means you probably have karma if you think it's appealing. You're like, oh, maybe I was a monk in a past life or something. But it's got to go way deeper than that, obviously. Obviously. Okay, we got to close. I started a little late, so I went a little late. Hope that's okay for you guys. babysitters. Your baby daddy. All right, let's dedicate the merit of our time for the benefit of all beings, meaning we gather up all this wonderful energy, all the joy and the heart opening and the inspiration that Dharma gives us, and offer it up for the welfare of all beings everywhere. And this concludes our chapter on refuge. So after Lisa's 4 weeks of teachings, I'll come up and pick it back up where we left off. So get the book if you want to keep coming back, or even if you just want to have a great book to read on the Dharma, On the Path to Enlightenment. It's a wonderful book. Thank you, everybody. Take care and be well. Enjoy tea in the lobby. Make some new friends. Introduce, if you're new, if you're a seasoned alembic person, introduce yourself to somebody new. Say hello. We're a welcoming community. Everybody's welcome here. And I'll miss you guys. I'll see you in 4 weeks or 5. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Take care. So there's tea, and I'll sit up here for a few minutes, and then I've got to skedaddle. But if you want to introduce yourself, if you're new, or say hi, ask a question, feel